Thanks for staying with us. A new revitalization program launched by the city of Rockford aims to help area business and property owners invest in commercial and industrial spaces in specific corridors of the Forest City. Forgivable loans are available by application and will fund 75% of the overall cost of a project, up to $25,000, to help property owners or tenants make building improvements. Leaders say ideal projects add value, extend the longevity or the qualifying properties, and make substantial aesthetic improvements. Applications for funds open Monday, January 20th, and end either on June 30th or when the money runs out.